Ha 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 ha. Game over. Press any button to continue.
Welcome to episode 15 of the Any Button Podcast, the gaming podcast brought to you by the co-founders of Double Dash Jump.
We're your hosts, Ben, and this should be Uncle Matt, the master of the very serious joke.
Keeper of the game club.
I'm just going to gradually build on it until it's like that one that Axton made, where it's just like 3 sentences
Axton
long.
the fortuitous slayer of the Bright Realm.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
This week we've got the EA press conference. We've got the Pokemon Direct recap.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Denovu pirating problems.
Again, Denovu again. Is this 3 in a row?
Is it 2 or 3?
I think it's 3.
Is it 3? Okay. That makes sense, actually.
Or maybe 2. I don't know.
I remember Ryan. That's it. And maybe more. Stay tuned to find out.
Yeah.
Mikey, this is your call out since you asked for it. Yeah. There's the full frontal nudity stuff that you wanted, Mikey. It's not full, it's partial.
He wouldn't let me be naked.
We also can't afford it because we want to keep this channel in good standing.
Like, at least a little bit. We want to be in the naughty boys corner. We don't want to be kicked out.
Yeah. So that's that. Now for the fan favorite segment. This week, in games that we've been playing, brought to you, by you, our fans.
Okay. What have you been playing?
Still just playing Overwatch.
That anniversary event got you going, huh?
Still trying to get that damn Tracer skin. I've got duplicate Hanzo skin, duplicate Hanzo Dance, duplicate Bastion skin, duplicate Orisa Dance.
You've been duped.
Yeah, pretty much. Cry every time. So much crying.
But we have been playing a lot of Magikarp Jump.
Still playing.
Still,
that.
a lot. Like,
Not as much as
crazy
Toby.
amount. Not as much. Toby's finished the game. Well, not now. There's been an update, but he's finished the game. Meanwhile, I'm still stuck on the Great League. You know,
I'm
I'm
in Luxury League.
I just keep getting shitty Magikarps, like plus 5% money, and it's like, this doesn't help me. I don't want to spend my diamonds, so I'm just going to feed you to the Pidgeotos. But just myself, I've actually started dabbling kind of in Hearthstone.
Yeah.
There's having fun, like just trying to unlock all the decks now, because you start off with your decks. And then you get 5.
You should start, every time you say deck, try and say it in a Kiwi accent.
Yeah, I know, I was...
Yeah.
Okay, so you get your dick, and you want to make your dick bigger. And every 2 levels, your dick gets bigger by 2 cards. And so I'm just trying to get all my dicks bigger by the 10 cards. Because I want those big dicks. Are you happy now?
Yes.
Children are crying.
Axton will be ecstatic.
But yeah, Axton. But yeah, I'm not professional at any rate, but I unlocked all the things in the mage deck. I haven't spent any money on it. And then I just, so far, online, I have a 100% win rate. So basically, what I'm saying here is that if I just stop appearing, it's probably because I'm a professional Hearthstone player now.
Absolutely.
In the big leagues with my dicks. My killer dicks.
You gotta believe in the heart of the cards.
It's time to talk about something else. Talk about the news.
Alright.
I derailed you so hard. I love it. Alright. So I have no idea what this first thing is. The mods of No Man's Sky subreddit received some cassettes.
Cassette tapes, yes. And they've got like audio files on them, and I looked at them like, this is too over my head.
So we've got
There's
bit
like
of
a huge subreddit of like trying to, like, what does this mean?
Is it, yeah, like it's an ARG, obviously, or they're like finally
They're just
apologizing.
mucking around.
Just
Like,
mucking around.
I can't be bothered with this new update. Let's do something to fuck with them.
But yeah.
I haven't checked that thread in a while, so I'm not sure if they got any further. Last time I checked, they were like still trying to figure out if all the mods had gotten tapes or if they were waiting for other mods to get tapes, and now they're waiting for people to upload it so they could.
You got a geocache. You go out in the wild in Arkansas, and there's a tape just dangling from a tree.
No, I think they just got mailed,
Oh, okay.
so they're waiting on postal service.
They gotta get that premium service then.
They UPS.
Yeah. Well, see, we don't know about that. When you or I order something, unless it's food, you know it's going to be about a month.
Yeah, it's like 3 if you get it from the States, 12 months if you get it from China.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
God bless Australia. Kojima Productions put on a tweet that Death Stranding won't be coming to E3 this year.
Yeah,
But-
in any capacity. So no demos, no press conference,
Nothing.
nothing.
So
That sucks.
that sucks.
I was looking forward to it.
I wanted to figure out what it was because I have no idea. It was just that guy from The Walking Dead,
Norman Reedus.
and he's got a baby.
And he's naked?
And then there was this other guy, the guy in the sewer. Is this in the
Del
future?
Toro.
Is this in
Del
the
Toro.
past?
Del Toro.
Don't know. I'm not as meta as Kojima. So I'm just like, what's going on? I've heard his offices are crazy. Like they have, there's that glass that you can turn, like flick of the switch and it turns see-through. But if
It's
the power's...
mirrored glass?
No, it's not mirrored. It's like opaque. But then you turn on the switch and it becomes see-through.
Oh, okay.
And apparently like the whole office is like that.
Sweet.
Kojima Productions is crazy. I just want to know what the game is. Bring it to E3.
Speculation is that either he's straight out lying and it will be at the Sony press conference,
Which I
or
Like, hold against him to do that?
he just walks out on stage, just like
Lied.
stage goes black and just like him, and the stage just lights up again.
It's just Norman Reedus, naked, covered in the blood of a pig, dancing with like a baby born. I don't know. So,
Like we said, Magikarp Jump got a new update.
which is the new Pokemon Go. Like,
It's so much better. You don't have to leave the house.
yeah, you just see. We always thought like, oh, Pokemon Go, you get to play Pokemon outside of your house. Like, finally, but no, we want to play Pokemon sitting down, picking your nose, just tapping them berries.
Not having to go out to Kings Park and wait till 10 o'clock to realise that the Dragonite didn't spawn that night.
surreal.
So it raised the level cap, it added some new items, added a whole new league, and added some new Magikarp patterns.
And see, the thing is, the new Pokemon, but they're like, so you get Pokemon buddies. You know, you've played it. You've played the games. It's really hard not to buy diamonds so that I can just get a Charizard chilling. I don't even want to use him. I just want him there to look at.
Just buy enough to buy the diamond drill, and then you get 100 diamonds every day.
That's true. That
It's
is
like
actually
$60.
very true.
It's like
$60
$60
so that you don't have to spend money again.
Yeah.
That's really like enticing. I've spent about $60 on Pokemon Go. So
I spent about 10 to get like the 9 incubators, and I just ran around with like 5 eggs, so they all...
that was so satisfying though.
Go, oh shit. Wait,
Okay.
hang on, eggs are hatching. Another egg's hatching. My other egg's hatching.
At least it's not as bad as like, oh, it's hatching! Oh my god! It's a Pidgey. It's a fucking Pidgey. And so, instead of our usual E3 spiel that we've had for the last 3 to 4 weeks,
Yep.
it's kind of started. The E3 press conference happened. The
EA press conference.
not EA, not E3. They both start with E. I'm sorry, I'm bad at this. But yeah, EA had one.
Microsoft has one in like 15 hours as of time of recording. Bethesda's got one straight after that, and then that starts at like 3 a.m. our time.
All I really care about is Sony at the moment. Like, I've had the Pokemon Direct. We'll get to that, but I'm just like,
We'll get to that.
help me, Sony One Kenobi. You're my only hope. So I watched it in retrospect.
Yes.
Did you watch it live?
No, I was out to 2 a.m. for Jen's birthdays, and it was like gonna start in an hour. I'm like, if I watch this is gonna go to like 7 o'clock, and I'm not gonna sleep before I start writing patch notes, and then I'm gonna get here and I'm just gonna crash. So I just went to bed.
Fair enough.
And then I just looked up. It's like, what were the interesting things that happened? And no results. Okay, what actually happened?
Zing. All right, let's talk about what actually happened. So they had their usual annual games release.
Sports games.
Sports games release.
Very important. That is sports because annual games release.
Yeah, okay. I'm bad at this. I just said that. This is hard. I'm confused. They had their sports games released. And yeah, we as a company don't really enjoy sports games, so we'll just kind of skip that.
Company for just 2 people.
They don't know that. Right. So they announced a shit ton DLC for Battlefield 1.
Well, not a shit ton, like 6 maps and 2 night maps.
And it's Russian, so you gotta go fast, because you're rushing around.
Yeah. It's also the Lion King DLC in there where you gotta move faster.
What else did they do?
They also teased a competitive mode for small squads, which they're going to talk about more at Gamescom, which is in a couple of months, during August sometime. I can't remember. I think it's like the 20th off the top of my head. There's a new Need for Speed game, which kind of looked like the Fast and Furious movie where they like hijack the truck.
They tap a car that isn't the main protagonist or antagonist, and that car just flips, explodes, and turns into a bazillion pieces.
It's almost like they got Michael Bay in.
Yeah, like produced by Michael Bay. I watched it and I was like, this is actually pretty cool. Like, I have not played any Need for Speed games, but I kind of want to play this now.
Yeah, people were saying it looks like Fast and Furious mixed with Burnout, and I loved Burnout Revenge as a kid. It's one of the games that I really, really hope that they bring from the PS2 era to PS4 with that hashtag PS2, PS4.
Yep.
They haven't done anything with that in a while,
No.
I believe. I think the last thing I saw that was massive was Red Dead Revolver, which
maybe
people were like, does this mean a new Red Dead game? And then it turned out to be a Red Dead game.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2, even though it's the third.
I don't think that they had anything to do with each other, but that's just a happy coincidence. So they also teased 2 brand new IPs.
Yes.
Which is, it's A Way Out.
That looks awesome.
That looks really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I think you and I have the exact same train of thought. Buy 1 copy, play it on the couch.
Yeah. Even though it's going to be that horrendous split screen.
Well, see, no, okay. For starters, split screen is not horrendous. I am a defender of split screen. I think online games have ruined games in a way, and split screen will bring it back. I love the fact that you can play Mario Kart online with 10 strangers, but you actually have your friend, and you play split screen. And that's like the best of both worlds.
See, I've always liked having the peripheral vision, especially for games like Mario Kart, where you can like see the edge of the track.
Yeah.
I don't like being boxed in. Same with Ratchet Gladiator. I didn't like playing co-op like that because you cut out like huge parts of the screen. It's like I can't see enemies on my side, and now the HUD's just crammed in. It's like I can't see it.
I think it depends on the game. Like Rocket League, I gotta have vertical because the ball is gonna go up.
Yeah.
Right? But Mario Kart, back in the day, you used to have the setting. Do you want it? No, well, Crash Team Racing, I think, had the setting. Do you want a vertical or do you want a horizontal? And you'd be like, horizontal? I don't need to look up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drive up.
Or the other thing is that with Mario Kart, when you start doing the loops and stuff, it starts getting those weird camera perspectives, and suddenly you're like, I can't see anything.
Or you know what else is great is Lego games where you like start walking away, and then when you start walking too far, it splits. but depending on where you are, it actually like changes the angle.
Yeah,
that's really good.
That's really good, and it helps you keep track of where you are logistically
Yes.
in the world. But I just think about Lego games is, unless I'm playing with like a certain type of person, I'm like, no, we gotta get those studs. We gotta destroy.
We gotta go back, Morty. We gotta get the studs. But the thing is A Way Out is a cinematic. It's for cinematic reasons because there are two main protagonists.
Yeah, it's which is strange. It's a completely co-op campaign. You cannot do single player.
Which I think is like good. Like it sucks for the people that do like
just single player.
Yeah, like Michael Bain will never play this game because he likes to play games by himself. Me, however, I'm like, hell yeah. Like, I've got 3 people I can think of I want to play this with. And from the looks of it, depending on, like, it might not be, but it might not have great replay value after the second playthrough, but you've got 2 solid playthroughs, one for one character and one for the other.
But the thing is, if you're playing it split screen, you've already seen what the other character's doing.
Yes, that's true, but you haven't you haven't felt it. You haven't felt the vibrations in the controller. So different, Ben. No. But I am interested, and they said, I'm just getting judged for that voice I just did. So they said that you can do things differently. Like they said, you can...
You can
like,
shank that guard.
Yeah, you can shank this guard, or you can
in its back.
No, they're like you can shank this guard, or you can like smuggle into this box and wait, or like, and there's things you can do, and so that's interesting.
If you catch me looking off screen, there's a window there, which you probably can tell from the lighting. But Ghost like jumps up at the window, or he's just laying down.
He's laying there.
He keeps popping his head up like, "What's going on, guys?" And I keep getting distracted.
See, the dogs...
like squirrel, except it's doggo.
The dogs are outside because one has bad diarrhea coming, and I don't want him inside for that. I don't want him here. But back on A Way Out. So this is from the people who made A Tale of Two Sons, which neither of us have played, but on Steam it is 10 out of 10, and
yeah,
Steam,
it's been
the Steam ratings aren't, they are people ratings. And people like to tear shit apart. And the fact that this is 10 out of 10 means, like, I feel like EA has bought this company, like, these people, and said, okay, do what you did, but AAA. And I feel like this is gonna be pretty good. Like, I don't want to hype it up. I know nothing about it. I watched the trailer, that's it. But the way that they're going about it, the trailer was very cool. I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna go for it.
Yeah, I think it would probably be like a 1 playthrough and then maybe a second playthrough for trophies, depending on how they do the trophies. I assume there's the obligatory don't kill anyone and kill everyone trophy.
Yeah, that's true. Like the peaceful and then the reap. I don't know.
Depending on how long it is, I can probably maybe see them not putting a platinum in, which is disappointing. But
it seems like it's actually going to be pretty long because you've got the jailbreak part, but you've got after that as well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how long after the jailbreak that is. I assume that's like getting out of prison and it's like, we got to hightail it now. And so it's like directly outside of the prison.
So they've said there's in the prison, getting out of the prison, just after getting out of the prison, and then their next like case.
Okay.
And by case, I mean not a detective case, the opposite, like casing the joint. Anyway, but the next EA thing
was the Anthem.
The Anthem. And I know what you're thinking, but it's BioWare. They fucked up Andromeda. This is actually the team that did 1, 2, and 3. Andromeda was another team.
Yeah.
So but you know the lip sync's gonna be good because the main character doesn't even have a lip. He's got a mask. I don't know.
Yeah, they said they didn't go too much into that. They said, "Oh, we'll talk more about that at Microsoft's press conference," which is the next one. So I guess that might be a game that they finally got for Scorpio, showcasing that massive flopping skill. I mean, teraflopping skill.
And there's a pun somewhere.
Yeah.
But I haven't got it. that's it.
That's all the big stuff for EA, isn't it?
Well, there's not, because there's been an awakening. Have you felt it? No, we've got Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Star Wars 1 was not that great, but this one looks better. Like the new teaser that they had out a few days ago, more than a few, but a while ago, was like, oh, this is good. They're like,
It's got a campaign,
this has a game in it. They're making a game with a game,
not just multiplayer.
It's not just not a game, it's an actual game. And it's like, okay, so I've watched the trailer and like I've written notes as I've been watching it. You were there for this, but you weren't, so I'm just going to quickly run through it. So they got the cool like generations at the start. Like at the very start, it's that
like
shot
Pokemon generations.
No, that's no. But it's like the start of Force Awakens, and there's just the stormtroopers in the ship, and then it flashes, and then there's stormtroopers from the original trilogy. It flashes again, and the clone troopers, and they're like, this is generations, like Pokemon generations. But then there's droids. There's fucking droids. And then the score was really good. I had to write that down, that the score was really good. But it seems so much bigger than before. Like, I'm not sure if that's just the trailer. It probably is just a trailer. But it seems like it's so much bigger than before.
They've got droids.
Yeah, they got droids. And then this area is clear. It's not clear because it's fucking Darth Maul. You can play as Darth Maul, which everyone's excited for. That's the thing, is they've made Battlefront 2 again.
Yes.
The original Battlefront 2 was amazing, and you could play as all the Jedi and all the Sith, and it was great. I wrote here again, this score was really good for the trailer, and it got me hyped up. And the objectives seem like really cinematic. Like there's this one shot where these droids are blowing up this Naboo building, and it's just like, obviously I think they're going for, this is like a plot of their storyline.
Or if you fail a campaign mission.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Like in the original, like it's like the Battle of Hoth was tilted so the rebels were supposed to fail, like in the movie.
Yes.
But you could win.
You could win. So obviously this is something to do with the girl that we've been seeing in the last trailer, at the end of this trailer, but I'm still going through it.
They had her
at the end of this.
The girl that's part of the campaign trailer, the voice actor actually hosted the entire thing.
Oh really? That's cool. I
don't know if she hosted the entire thing, or at least some of the Star Wars.
So this is kind of like a side story, kind of like Battlefront 2, because they had the whole 501st, and it's like you start off as a clone, and you're one of the few clones that are still a stormtrooper, because you still like, I mean, I liked Anakin before he was Darth Vader, but he's still my pal, maybe.
As long as I'm not a youngling.
Yeah, as long as you're not a youngling. But then, I think the biggest thing that I'm excited for is that multiplayer add-ons are going to be free for everyone.
That sounds good.
But...
sounds good.
It sounds good.
But I just have
this
that meme
EA,
where EA just like, haven't made paid DLC in 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is EA, so they've said multiplayer. That means if you want to play the single player, if you want to play the single player, the special story, like the very last mission where it wraps up everything in a nice little bubble, you got to pay $150. Like this is EA, so they're gonna
do the thing where it's like the multiplayer is technically free, but it's bundled with the paid single player DLC.
That's true. That's a good EA challenge everything. But there are vehicles. There's more vehicles. Obviously,
there's a tank.
Like there's the droid tank. But the droid tank is a droid. Like in the canon, it's like that's. Like, this is a battle droid, this is a super battle droid, and this is Jim. He's a big boy. But it seems that there's more kind of space battles in the sense, like...
there actually is a space
in
battle?
space, yes.
There is
space.
actual...
There's been dogfights in Battlefront 1. It's so hard not saying Battlefield 1. Yeah, Battlefront 1, there's, like... dogfights, it's just in the air. And it's like, this isn't space. And so there's something about protecting the Millennium Falcon in an asteroid field, and that looks really cool. And then finally, I mentioned the girl. I don't know enough about her. I don't care. She's not Ray. She's not like, ooh, who's this girl? It's like, she's the evil child. But is this a buddy cop game with fucking Palpatine as a hologram in this David Tennant Doctor Who spacesuit? Like, fuck. This is gonna be... I don't know if it's gonna be, like, good, but this is gonna be great. Because you're just gonna be walking around and you're gonna be like, hey, Palpatine, hurry up! We need to get the objective, Palpatine. And he's like, I'm just a robot man with the hologram. And it's like, Palpatine, you silly head.
Palpatine, I want to be bad cop this time. Like, you can't do bad cop.
I do believe Palpatine could use the Force and, like, I am going to choke this person, even though I'm actually at a space station 1 million light years away. But I would like it if Palpatine's just like, normally I would choke and kill them, maybe some lightning, but I'm just a hologram in a spacesuit right now. Can you shoot them? And you're like, no, we need them alive to get answers. No, I mean, like, shoot them in the leg. Make them feel anger. Make it flow through them. I'm doing this voice because it's pissing off Jen, I think. I don't know. But there's Ray... you've written Ray versus Darth Maul. Is that a conjecture? Because it's not in the trailer.
I know, I saw something
I want it to be, though. I want it to be like, you can be anyone. You can be droids versus the rebels in the sequel trilogy. Like, you can just mix and match. Like, who do you want to play as? Rebels were never on Mustafar, but sure. Like, do what you want.
Just throw R2-D2 on Jakku.
Yes.
Just, he sinks into the sand.
No, Anakin on Jakku. He hates sand.
So we talked about Danuvu last week and its troubles with Rhyme.
Yep.
Now Danuvu has had some troubles this week when another anti-piracy software developer, VM Projekt, and more specifically a Russian developer from within the company, went on a Russian forum site. His handle is Dr. Vano. And he posted on a Russian forum site, I'm relying on the translation given to us by the Torrent Freak article I read because Google Translate was not being helpful this morning and just would not translate the forum site.
Where is the library? Oh,
So Dr. Vano went on to accuse Danuvu of using an illegal copy of VM Projekt inside their own anti-piracy software. I kind of reading through it, something felt funny. I kind of think maybe there's a few details missing, or maybe there's a translation issue.
Hang on. So is Danuvu stole from another thing called VM Projekt?
VM Projekt is a different anti-piracy software which they allegedly took and put into their software, which then they've on-sold to Doom, Just Cause, Rhyme. So yeah, I think there's potentially translation issues and maybe a few details missing because Dr. Vano seemed very biased. So from what I can gather within the article and the translations they provided is that Danuvu didn't actually torrent or pirate an illegal crack or copy of this software. They just bought a license of it instead of buying... gone into a deal in which they've said we can use your...
Yeah, so like they bought it for their laptop, but then they decided to use it for their software that they're dealing out.
Yeah, kind of. So I think that's illegal. I'm not quite sure on the legality.
It's a bit illegal. It's legal.
It's a bit... So,
I don't think... The reason they make these contracts and stuff is so we know that this is illegal.
Yeah. So, for example, maybe buying a single license of Microsoft Office and then distributing it.
Sharing it around your office.
Sharing it with your friends, saying, hey, look, I've got a copy of Microsoft Office. Just use my key, just don't register it online. Which is totally illegal and no one here at Double Dash endorses or suggests you do it. And I don't think you can do that anymore.
Why wouldn't you... Office is the worst example because you've just got Google Docs now.
Oh yeah, Google Docs. Open
Photoshop.
Office.
Don't pirate Photoshop. No one here has a pirated copy of Photoshop and Premiere that they use to edit the videos every week.
But I'm not going to go through the entire post and what he alleges and this, that, and the other because VM Projekt have since put an official post on their site stating, "Hi there. We were informed that there are open questions and some uncertainty about the use of our software by Denuvo. Referring to this circumstance, we want to clarify that Denuvo had the right to use our software in the past and has the right to use it currently as well as in the future. In summary, there are no open issues. No open issues exist between Denuvo and VM Projekt software, for which reason you may ignore any divergent information."
So basically, what I'm gathering from this is
They've said it.
Denuvo has a copy of the license to use for this, but they've put in the incorrect copy, which doesn't matter because VM Projekt is they have the license. So.
Well, it's either that or they maybe did originally,
or maybe they've just done damage control.
Use the license out of context and have since settled it quietly between lawyers or whatever. Either way, that's at this point, Dr. Vano may have just been making up stuff here as well.
In more shady news, CD Projekt Red of Witcher fame on Twitter posted this week, "Dear gamers, an unidentified individual or individuals have just informed us that they are in possession of a few internal files belonging to CD Projekt Red. Among them are documents connected to early designs of the upcoming game Cyberpunk 2077. Note, I'm really pumped for this game. Okay. A demand for ransom has been made, saying that should we not comply, the files will be released to the general public. We will not be giving in to the demands of the individual or individuals who have contacted us, which might eventually lead to the files being published online. The appropriate legal authorities will be informed about the situation. The documents are old and largely unrepresentative of the current vision of the game. Still, if you're looking forward to playing Cyberpunk 2077, it would be best for you to avoid any information not coming directly from CD Projekt Red. When the time is right, you will hear about Cyberpunk 2077 from us. Officially, the CD Projekt Red team." I think this is the best any company has handled anything, full visibility.
They have so much just goodwill.
That's and it's funny because a lot of I don't know about you. I think this is just me and my kind of group that have read the original Witcher books, and the games and the author of the books. So CD Projekt Red and the author of the books have bad blood. So to me, CD Projekt Red, by my friends, has been painted as a bad, evil company. But this is really good. This is a really good way to...
To me, even fans who... the people who I talk to don't even read the books. They're just mostly game people, so they just normally stick to developers. And this is by far the company that's got the best goodwill out of every company. The 16 free DLCs that they gave, the personalized letter that they put in every copy of the game that you bought.
I just love this, what I'm trying to think. It's what's it called? Air Force One, get off my plane. We do not negotiate with terrorists. You got it? Fuck you, I don't care. Do it. I don't care because they know that the fans and that will enjoy the game will look past it because it's not CD Projekt Red.
And they're just they're the kind of developers that are just super transparent. They're look, this is what's happening. Don't fret.
I think this is what you need. So this is a scale. We've got CD Projekt. I'll start with the negative. We've got Valve. What the fuck are they doing? Who knows, man? And then we've got down here. We've got Kojima, and he's look, we're not.
Why are we going down?
Got up. When we got Kojima, and he's I'm not coming. I'm not giving you any more details, but just not going to be there. Well, I'm sure Kojima will be there. Death Stranding won't. But then this is like the most transparent, like, and the perfectly worded as well. It's like a really, like, I'm sure everybody's had this moment where a friend comes to them and is like, look, I need help writing a message to this, like, jackass who really screwed me over. I've made this message. Can you, like, can you help me word this really good? Like, I feel like everyone at CD Projekt Red is just, like, looking over no, take out cunt. That's true. That's way too bad. Like, he's not a great person. Say individuals. Don't say cunts. That's bad.
Yeah. So, if you see stuff online regarding Cyberpunk 2077, beware that it's been obtained illegally. It's been happening a fair bit within the entertainment industry, actually.
Leaks happen a lot. That's especially lately.
Pirates of the Caribbean got held for ransom. And
Pirates of the Caribbean got pirated.
Yeah. And Netflix Orange is the New Black suffered it as well. I can only sort of wonder, like, there must be companies paying them for this to keep happening, because every time I see it, it's all the companies going, no, we're not going to pay you. So there must be, for it to keep happening like this, I feel like there's companies that are like, paying them which is kind of like part of the problem if they keep paying them, but at the same time, there's enough companies that are like, we're not going to give in to you.
So, like, for example, the same people potentially get The Last Jedi, and then Disney's like, all right, please. Well, no, because that wouldn't happen. Disney would be like, yeah, we'll pay you, and then they're dead. Like 30 seconds later, SWAT team dead. I believe Disney has that power legally.
Yeah,
they have a license to kill. Okay.
So I didn't watch the Shadow of War trailer.
But I did.
But you did.
I'm excited. I haven't finished Shadow of Mordor. I need to. I haven't finished it yet.
Neither have I.
But I really enjoyed it. It was a really good game. Mitchell Rose, give it a chance. I know you don't. You're like, oh, it's not canon. It doesn't matter. It's really good.
Most of Star Wars
it's a good story. Yeah, it's a good story, right? All right, and then in this, we get a lot of stuff. Like, the scope of the first game was like small. This is like really opened up. You got the Nazgul, you got Shelob, I think. And then did she turn into a woman? Can she do that? Our on-site Lord of the Rings canon person doesn't know. So maybe. I don't know. And then the other talks of the rings, because we got Celebrimbor. That's a funny name. He created the rings, and they're like, how about my one ring to rule them all? I'm not sure how important, like, all the humans are going to be in this game, because it actually looks like there's a monster army that's, like, forming up. And they're like, because they say, you know, we're not owned by Sauron. They're like, so they're revolting Sauron? Is this a coup? I don't know. It sounded like Lena Headey and Jeremy Irons are in it, but, like, there's nothing on the internet. But that would be fucking killer if it was.
I think it's just Troy Baker.
Yeah, it's just Troy Baker's impression of Lena Headey and Jeremy Irons.
It's just the entire game. It's just Troy Baker.
But even if it's, like, I don't really think it is, because I don't think their budget's that big. Like, Jeremy Irons, he's Alfred the Butler now. He doesn't need any other money. He's Alfred the Butler. And then there's a big Balrog at the end. So, like, their scope is huge. Because Balrog is gonna fuck you up. I don't care who you are. But this whole thing really just makes... So Celebrimbor is his own character who exists already and is mentioned a few times in the Silmarillion and the Fellowship of the Ring. According to Wikipedia. I don't know. I don't have this information. This is just according to Wiki. But Talion, who's the main protagonist, not the elf part, this game really just makes him look...
split personality part. He's like Firestorm, but not
But he
Firestorm.
just looks like Discount Aragon now, especially because you see that ghost army and it's like, oh, look, it's not Aragon.
But he's a ranger, though, right?
Just like Aragon.
It's Aragon's evil twin that's actually good.
What? Aragon is good. Have you... Ben,
said
please
that-
tell me you've seen Lord of the
I
Rings.
said it's like Aragon's evil twin, except he's good.
Oh, okay, I'm thinking like... you know Aragon's good, right?
You know, I was saying... Right.
I need to watch The Lord of the Rings again. Maybe The Hobbit. Maybe that special cut where they turn the 3 movies and turn it into like what is just in the book.
Yeah, the fan edit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
the
good. All right, let's
so-
keep this train of hype rolling. What's the next hype that you're gonna hype me up with?
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yes.
The Nintendo Direct. The Pokemon Direct.
Yes.
Of course, lay it on me. Lay it
So
on me. I
you've
love
got
hype.
the port of the Wii U
Yeah.
game, Pokken Tournament,
Yep.
dubbed Pokken Tournament DX.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a remake of sorts for Sun and Moon called Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Oh.
And
Okay. And
we've got new virtual console releases of Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver. Now, Matt, I know you're the fanboy, and I like that they finally put Gold and Silver, but I wish they had put Crystal in that, since that's my favorite version. So I can only imagine that you're super stoked. So I'm going to Nintendo Direct this to you.
So here's the thing. They talk so much about the Switch with Pokken. They're like, Pokken, it's great on the Switch. Have fun on the Switch. And, like, which is... I'm not going to buy Pokken anytime soon. I bought Pokken for the Wii U. And what support did that get? Nothing, that's what. And, like, the arcade kept getting DLC. And we're like, when's ours coming out? And they're like, never, because you're going to have to pay $60 again in America. For here, it's going to be $100 probably, closer to. So the lack of support is just going to kill this game. Stop looking at it.
He's got something.
Yeah, stop looking at it. It's going to get stale. The meta, like, they're just going to figure out the meta. It'll be one Pokemon. They're like, okay, always use Mewtwo because what's the point in using the rest? This
And
isn't.
there's no balancing updates.
No, there won't be any balancing updates. It happened for Pokken. It's going to happen for Pokken DX. And so we've been seeing all this stuff for the Switch, and then suddenly they're like, hey, this Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It's for the Switch? No, it's not for the Switch. It's for the 3DS because fuck you, that's why. It would be great if they weren't going to go onto an already dated system. The only way that they're going to recover from this at all is if they're like, this is the 3DS's final hurrah, is Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But then they announced Gold and Silver for the 3DS as well. Because you've made a new portable device, you should back it, stop supporting your old shit. I realize that you've made the new 2DS XL, but that was one dumb mistake. Don't make more. Support your new console. You done fucked up. Because, like, and they, yeah, people are like, well, they never said it was going to be the Switch. Here's the thing. They didn't, because it's not a good idea to go, yeah, we'll just keep doing it. You make a new console, support it. And people are saying, it's a home console. It's not. You take it out and you go on the field and you should be playing Pokemon with it. You play Monster Hunter on it because the people at Capcom know how to make the games. The only thing that isn't making me throw the microphone stand at the camera is the fact that this isn't Nintendo's fuck up. This is the Pokemon Company, Game Freak. They're like, this is a good idea, I gotta do this. So yeah, like I said, the only saving grace is that they're like, hey, I'm one guy and I can just quickly whip up a new game for the 3DS while you guys start working on the Switch. And that's it. Otherwise they fucked up. And I'm literally not buying anything from the Direct. That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Nintendo fan. But I'm not going to buy anything. There you go.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
No. Neither.
I'll buy a way out of this Pokemon Direct. I'll also buy a way out. That looks really good.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a surprise appearance of What the Nintendo?
I'm more like, what the fuck, Nintendo?
Yeah, pretty much, actually. I really wish they had put Crystal on there. I'm crying.
They should put Crystal on the Switch. How hard is it to put a fucking virtual game on a Switch?
You know, I should look up how to crack the 3DS and just put a ROM of Crystal on there.
It's called an R4.
R4 was the DS. There's something else for 3DS.
R4 Gold or something like that? I don't know. Oh,
I don't want to buy something though.
R4D. No, that doesn't make any sense. R34. Okay, I'm going to stop talking.
R4 3D.
R2D2.
As always, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If we missed a piece of news that you would have liked us to cover, put it in the comments below and we'll look it up, research it, talk about it as an entirety in the next episode. Remember, Facebook is where we post updates each and every time we post, which is normally a Sunday. And if something happens, we put there in the middle. Like I put a Shinobi 062's tweet about PlayStation leaks up there. And if you want to see us in our personal lives, check us out on Twitter. I think my Twitter's linked to my Instagram, so you can check that. And I don't know if it's the same for you. My Twitter is at BMW3ing. Your at should be Matt. And if you're not a social media person, just hit subscribe and the little bell down below, and you can get desktop notifications and notifications every time you log into YouTube, so you will never miss an episode.
Yeah, really want to start pushing the, make comments. We'll reply to them. If I don't reply, if we don't reply, I think we're planning to put you in the video, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Subscribe because we want to get those 100 subscribers. We're nearly there. Just a little bit more, please. 100 subscribers, and then we can we get our own custom URL.
Yes.
And if you, suggest things for us to talk about. For example, El Beno was talking about RuneScape. Let me talk about a little bit more about RuneScape for you sitting at home. This is kind of like a epilogue. So, old school RuneScape, which is the RuneScape that we probably played.
The one that I definitely played in primary school.
Yeah. Had a Pride event, I think Thursday just gone, and people hated it because they're like, don't push your gay agenda in our medieval game. It's like, how about you support the LGBT community, guys?
Yeah.
That's kind of it. That's all I need to say. Don't be a dick. Support Love is
We're all
love.
humans.
I say that sarcastically, but it's legit. Love is love.